It's time once again to slip into your camo, grab your bow, and join us out in the field for another episode of the Up North Journal, presented by PSE Archery. The Up North Journal crew is knocked and ready to rock for another exciting adventure. So let's step outside and hit the trail.
This episode is brought to you by PSE Archery,
Black Eagle Arrows,
Cabela's,
Antler Action,
Spot Shooter Archery,
Tom's Custom Turkey Calls,
Family Traditions Tree Stands,
and Badass Slingshots.
So what do you do when you've completely redefined the way bows are engineered? When you've reached the pinnacle and the band starts playing your victory song, you start a revolution out of thin air. Introducing the all-new PSE Carbon Air, engineered with true carbon technology to be the lightest high-performance bow in the world. Experience PSE. Experience performance.
We know the future of hunting depends on our nation's youth. But did you know that in many states, it's illegal for you to take your son or daughter hunting until the age of 12 or even older? As a result, we have fewer young hunters, and the Families Afield program is designed to eliminate those barriers. Hunting is safe, and the safest hunters afield are young people with adult mentors. Visit our website at familiesafield.org to find out how you can bring more families afield.
All right, everybody, we're back for another Minicast here in the cabin on Mike's no-show weekend, matter of fact. We're doing these Minicast here. Something you're not going to hear in our main show, but we're going to bring it to you here for a few minutes, just talking about it in a Minicast. And Mike, which is on the phone, wants to talk a little bit about painting.
Hey, man, what's going on, man? I'm running down the road. I'm getting closer to home.
Well, good. You know what? You're getting closer to home, but you got a blind built and painted. How is painting?
Well, you know, I thought about what we're going to talk about on Minicast, and something I ran into. Actually, my dad tipped me off to this a couple years back, and it's really worked well for painting deer blinds. You know, if you've got something up north that needs a little stain on it or a little paint on it, and it doesn't really matter a whole heck of a lot what color it is, as long as it's kind of an earth tone. Okay. What I recommend doing is going to your local paint store or your local hardware store or your big box store. I mean, I use Home Depot, and we're not sponsored by them, but that's just where I go, and I've had good luck there. And what I do is I go to the counter, the paint counter, and I ask them, I say, hey, have you guys got any wrong mixed paint? You know, they mixed the wrong color. And, you know, this thing, I needed probably 3 or 4 gallons of paint, so I was, you know, really looking for a 5-gallon bucket. And the guy behind the counter was like, no, he said, I ain't got any paint. The only I got is a 5-gallon bucket of stain. And then my eyes twinkled. I was like, oh, do you now? And he goes, yeah. I said, well, what color is it? He goes, oh, it's some kind of nasty-looking gray. And I went and looked at the color. You know, they put a paint smear on the top of the can. And I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I said, how much is it? $30. $30 for 5 gallons of exterior stain.
I tell you what, I myself used, I went into my garage and I pulled as much, you know, it was gray, matter of fact. And I was like, because the kids were going to paint, I said, just use it. I don't care, whatever. But right, you know what? That is a great tip to go get and go ask your local paint dealer, whoever that might be, if they've got some messed up paint, that they'll sell it to you for cheap. And you did 5 gallons for $30.
Yeah, you know, and last year when I painted my deer blinds up there, I wound up scoring 4 different cans of exterior paint and stain, and they were $10 a piece, you know, per gallon. But, you know, you can't go wrong, man. And they were like a real deep maroonish red and a real deep green and then a deep brown. It's like, man, that's earth tones.
There you go.
And that's great for deer blinds.
You know what? And what I did is I went to Wally World, and they had aerosol paint cans, black, not gloss black, flat black, $1 a can.
There you go.
It's like, okay, so basically I just let them spray the inside of the blind, insides and outside, and just kind of mix it in with the gray and threw some earth tone, a brown and a green on there, and but that is a great money saving tip. I tell you what, that is awesome.
That's one thing I still need to do to my blind and I do have cans of flat black, and I got some cans of green, and I need to stripe it on the outside. But let me ask you a question now. You said that you sprayed the inside of yours black with the spray bombs.
Yep.
And now, approximately how many cans did it take for you to black out the inside of your blind?
To knock off the I guess the light color of the wood, whatever you want to call that, the sheen. Let's see. I probably went through maybe a dozen.
Okay. $10-12.
Yeah, $10-12. It was like, and then I sprayed some other panels too that I had, and it was just I was knocking the wood color off into dulling it as much as I could.
Right. That's the one thing I need to still do to mine. I want to get done to it. I haven't been able to get that part yet, but it's interesting. I didn't know if I wanted to roll it with a roller or a brush, or buy it by the gallon, or if I wanted to buy a spray bomb to make it easy.
Exactly.
So that's cool.
And if you got the gallons laying around, or if you go pick up a gallon on the cheap, I'd go that route too, because you're not going to worry about how you're splashing it on.
No, not at all. The thing is finding something dark enough on the inside, whether it be brown or black or something darker, darker colors. I tell you
what, when you go next time, and if they have one that's a light color, just have them add the tint to make it a dark.
There you go.
I
don't know if they would charge for that or not, but it might be worth it for throwing an extra couple bucks in.
Extra couple bucks, you're going to get a deal on a gallon of paint anyways, just to make it, throw in a color that turns it black or a dark color, go for it. So
there you go.
That is some great tips about going to your local paint dealer and checking out miscolored paint that they might have in stock that you can get a hold of. So, you know what? That's another Minicast here at the Journal.
This episode was brought to you by PSE Archery,
Black Eagle Arrows,
Cabela's,
Antler Action,
Spot Shooter Archery,
Tom's Custom Turkey Calls,
Family Traditions Tree Stands,
and Badass Slingshots.
Thanks for listening, and join us again here next week. Until then, remember, as we always like to say, if you're out on the water or in the woods, shoot straight and be safe until next week on the Up North Journal.